welcome to my new vlog that I'm gonna be doing, which is gonna be based on all my blog posts that I make on my website. Now, today's vlog is gonna be based on my last blog that I wrote, which is which one is best to me, Upart closures or frontals. Today's vlog is brought to you by our Caribbean Wave. It comes in a really spiral texture that when brushed out produces a luxurious wave that bounces with every step. Now it is like, it may seem like really simple to really choose which one you want, or maybe not, depending on just like who you are. If you're like really indecisive and you maybe want to like try something new, like you want to try out a frontal or you just want to do a closure or whatever, this vlog is just basically gonna go over like what should you consider before you actually make your purchase for a closure or a frontal, or if you just want to do the traditional sewing, which is like a Upart. So the first two things you need to consider is price, then your maintenance, like your ability to maintain your hairstyle. I know not everyone could like afford to like go to the salon to get your hair retouched up or your frontal maintained like that. So the first thing you gotta think about, like, can I really afford the bundles that I want? Can I afford a closure with the bundles that I want, or can I afford a frontal? And if you can't afford a frontal, then maybe you should shop for a closure. If you can't afford a closure, then maybe you should shop for a Upart and just go with the traditional route. And the reason why I say this, I feel like a lot of people out there, you know, they just like, they try to get the cheapest hair with like for instance, let's say you only got like around like $200, right? And you were set on, oh, I want a frontal and I want some bundles. But you gotta realize that if you want good quality hair and you want a frontal and some bundles, you gotta really think about the quality hair that you're gonna get for that $200. Because I know, for instance, like frontals are expensive. Frontals, they run for average from, I want to say 80 to 120, around that part. I think that's like the average amount you would pay for a frontal. So if you want frontal and bundles, let's say you want 18-inch, around 18 to 20-inch length hair, you can't get 18 to 20-inch length hair with $200, especially if you want a frontal. Like, it's not gonna happen. I don't care where you see it, because most of these people out here that I see that's advertising saying that, oh, you buy one, you buy one bundle and you get another one free, or you buy every bundle $50. Like, that hair is trash. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is trash. If you find someone out there that's selling that and there's some really good hair, let me know. Put me on. Let me know. But when it comes on to trying to figure out what hairstyle you want or what should you buy, first figure out your price range and then stick within your price range. Choose the best option within that price range. Don't try to get this 20-inch hairstyle for $200, or you trying to, I saw this post where someone posted that someone emailed them or messaged them or something saying that they got like $50 and they want like a 16-inch wig or bundle or whatever with a closure, and they want it colored, and it's just like, can you do it for $50? When I saw that, I thought that was so funny. I was like, maybe they're just joking. But like, me knowing customers, I know for a fact that that wasn't a joke. Like, she was serious. Like, she was really wanted some colored hair, and she wanted it pre-dyed for $50. Like, come on now. So stick within your price range. And once you find like a certain hair in your price range, think about your maintenance. So this is the part where it comes down to what should you really get, a Upart closure or frontal. If you can't maintain a frontal, I suggest that you have like a hairstylist or a salon that you know that you're gonna go to for them to maintain it for you. Because also see a lot of people complain saying that like my frontal lifted or something like that, or just something of that nature. But like a lot of people really don't know that frontal takes a lot of maintenance. Like it takes a lot. If you don't know what you're doing, make sure you have someone that's gonna help you through that process whenever you're either go take a shower and not tie up your head and your frontal start lifting, or you spend too much time in the shower. Because I take like over 30-minute showers. Like I understand why you're in the shower that long, but like you spend that much time in the shower, you have your shower all the way turned on hot, so now it's really steamy in there. You gotta remember that you're using glue or using gel to secure your frontal down. It will lift. I don't care if it's the best hairstylist that put your frontal on, it will lift eventually. If you sit in the shower and it's getting steamy and getting really humid, it will lift. So you gotta really know how to take care of your frontal so that you don't have like giving these hairstylists bad review. Because I be seeing like some of the reviews and I be feeling so bad for these hairstylists, because I'm like, these people really just don't know how to take care or maintain their frontal, and it's kind of like not really their fault. But I would, if I was like doing hair, I would tell my customer like, listen, this is what you need to do in order for your frontal to last more. Like some people just don't know. And it's like, if you're gonna buy a product, you have to educate yourself first on like how to properly maintain it. Because if you don't, then you're just gonna cause like problems for yourself, and it's not gonna last as long as your friend's frontal might last. Because your friend probably know how to properly take care of frontal and you just don't. And it's just like that plays like a big part into like your frontal lasting long. Now if you have no experience in using and wearing a frontal, but you kind of still, you don't want to have a leave out, and you could get a closures. They have 4x4 closures. I sell 4x5, 5x5 closures, and they have 6x6 closures, 7x7 closures. Now I personally, I like bigger closures because I'm not a frontal type of person. Like I will wear a frontal, but like I rather closures. And this is solely because like when you wear a frontal, the first thing for me that start lifting is the size of your head, right? So with a really big closure, it will probably cover up the hair, and like that normally for me, it lasts way longer than a frontal, and it doesn't, I don't have to like maintain it. Like I don't know how to explain that. Like it's not really high maintenance like a frontal would be. Like a frontal, if the sides start lifting, now you gotta worry about the size, and you probably start wearing your hair down instead of like, back like that, just because you don't want it to show. Or you could just like simply fix it. What I see with the larger closures or just the 4x4 closures in general, it's normally this part that fuck, I forgot what I was trying to say. It's normally this part that's the last part that's like start lifting. So if you get a bigger closure, it gives you the illusion of like that you're wearing a frontal. Like it gives you more parting space and that too, but it don't come with that high maintenance. So you may want to think that, okay, this is my price range. Can I maintain this frontal? Okay, no, I can't. So I may have to go to a salon. I was like, okay, I don't have that money to go to a salon to pay for my maintenance, so I'm probably gonna do it myself. And I was like, okay, I can't maintain the frontal. Okay, let me go to a closure. It's way more easy to maintain, and it's cheaper. It's cheaper in my pockets, and this seemed like something that fits my budget and everything. So let me do that. Now, if you're not a closure person, you're not a frontal person, and you like the whole traditional look, which for some people I feel like it looks more unnatural, but not everyone likes that. Because I know personally from having leave outs from sewing, sometimes your leave out get damaged, and you don't want to constantly be worried about matching your leave out to your sewing. You don't want to be worried about your leave out falling off. And sometimes when you take your weave out, that one part of your hair where the leave out, you could see how damaged it is, and you're like, oh my god, I'm not gonna get another sew-in for a minute now just because of this. Like, but there's some people that, if you know how to properly take care of your leave out, you won't have this problem. Like, use heat protectant. Don't constantly flat iron. Don't constantly add heat to your hair just because you want your shit laid all the time. If you use like freeze spray, the got to be glued freeze spray, that helps. That really helps whenever you flat iron your hair. Like, you just gotta know how to like properly take care of your hair. Like, whether it's a leave out, closure, or frontal, you gotta do the proper research behind it before you like jump right in there. And that's really just it. So the cheapest option out of all of those would be your Upart, because with the Upart, the only thing you gotta worry about buying is the bundles. So let's say you want like a 12-inch bob, you will only be worried about buying those two 12 inches bundles, because that 12 inches will be able to do your full head. If you want a closure sew-in, then you have to buy the bundles and the closures, of course. The only comparison you could really compare that to is with a frontal, that the closure is cheaper than a frontal, but it's more expensive than a U-part. But if you don't want to have your leave out, you know, that will be better with protecting your hair so that you don't be damaged after a while. But if you just don't want to be bothered with any type of leave out at all, because whenever you do closures, it only covers up to this part of your head. What I personally do, I normally leave out some of this part and some of this part. But also the frontal look, it is a totally different look, because with a closure, especially with a 4x4 closure, you're really limited to the amount of like space that you could have your hair parted. So that's like a big pro for frontals. You have way more parting space. I see some frontals and they look super realistic. So it all depends. Like, I really believe that people should invest in their hair, and if you buy cheap hair, your hair is gonna look cheap. That's just how it is. And the conclusion of all of this is, do your research before you purchase any hair extensions. Make sure that you shop within your budget. If you can't afford a frontal sew-in, then don't get a frontal sew-in. Like, there's other options that's out there. If you can't afford a closure sew-in, then don't get a closure sew-in. You get a U-part. If you can't afford a U-part sew-in, then maybe you should save up a little bit more, because the U-part sew-in, that's the cheapest you could go. On that note, see you guys next week. Peace.